Hello and welcome. You're watching Unplugged TV India. This is Alice Francis. Let's catch some major updates from around the world. The World Health Organization has confirmed it has suspended the supply of COVAXIN produced by city-based Bharat Biotech through United Nations procurement agencies and recommended to countries that received the COVID vaccine to take actions as appropriate. The World Health Organization said the vaccine is effective and no safety concerns exist, but the suspension of production for export will result in the interruption of COVAXIN supply. It said the suspension is in response to the outcomes of WHO post-emergency use listing inspection conducted from March 14 to 22, and the vaccine maker has indicated its commitment to suspend production for COVAXIN export. Shortly after the suspension, the Hyderabad-based Bharat Biotech clarified on Sunday that there is no impact on efficacy and safety of the COVID-19 vaccine COVAXIN. The company stated that the vaccine certificates issued to the millions who have received COVAXIN remain valid since there is no influence on the vaccine's efficacy and safety. Bharat Biotech said in a statement following the WHO's suspension. The vaccine maker has also stated that production of vaccine is being slowed in order to improve facility efficiency. 13 new districts in Andhra Pradesh will double the number of its district to 26 with the addition of 13 new districts. A meeting of the Council of Ministers will take place on April 7, which is expected to take key decisions on putting in place a new team to run the state. The process of forming new districts in Andhra Pradesh is complete and Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy will inaugurate the 13 new districts today. Officers will take the possession of the new district office on April 6, while on April 7, the Chief Minister will facilitate volunteers who have worked tirelessly across all village and ward secretariats. 12 Indian fishermen arrested by Sri Lankan Navy. The Sri Lankan Navy arrested 12 Tamil Nadu fishermen and a mechanized boat on Sunday after they mistakenly exceeded the international maritime boundary line. According to a statement released by the Sri Lankan Navy, they chased away many Indian fishing boats from the Delft Island area, and one trawler that stayed at sea with 12 fishermen was seized and their vessel impounded. The arrest has been criticized by the leader of the state's fishermen's organization. They urged Prime Minister Modi and Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stallin's intervention in the matter and to provide help to the state's Indian fishermen. With the arrest of these 12 fishermen, the total number of Tamil Nadu fishermen in Sri Lankan prison has risen to 103. On Saturday night, fishermen from Ramanathapuram, the Tangachimadam, set out in different boats into the sea. The seized fishermen and their boat were transferred to Sri Lanka's Mailadi fishing harbour and would be handed over to Fisheries Inspector in Jaffna for further action. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka burns as economic crisis poses state of emergency. On Sunday, Sri Lanka blocked access to social media platforms after authorities imposed a weekend nationwide curfew to contain protests over worsening economic crisis. The access was later in the day restored. Armed troops in Sri Lanka blocked on Saturday opposition protests marched staged in defiance of an emergency curfew to protest the island nation worsening economic crisis after authorities imposed a social media blackout to contain public dissent. The South Asian island nation is facing severe shortage of food, fuel and other essential along with sharp price rises and crippling power cuts in its most painful downturn since independence from Britain in 1948. Meanwhile, in a big political turmoil in Pakistan, no trust motion dismissed, Imran Khan declares election 90 days. Following the last-minute dismissal of the no trust motion, Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan asked the President to dissolve the National Assembly and call fresh elections. In a short address to the nation, Imran Khan had told Pakistanis to be ready for elections. The plot to overthrow this government has failed. The legislature has been dissolved and elections will take place in 90 days. The no trust motion was dismissed by Deputy Speaker Qasim Suri, who said it was against Pakistan's constitution and law. It is worth mentioning here that the cricketer turned politician who captained Pakistan to their only World Cup win in 1992 had earlier hinted he still had a card to play. He had also refused to resign, vowing to play to the final ball and see the traitors in the eye in assembly. Hundreds buried in mass grave in Bucha, Ukraine. After the Ukrainian army retook control over Bucha, a crucial town outside Ukraine's capital Kyiv, its mayor on Saturday informed that almost 300 dead had been buried in a mass grave. Ukraine's foreign minister Dmytro Kuleba declared on Sunday that the killing of residents in the town of Bucha is a planned massacre. I quote Kuleba as, "The massacre at Bucha was planned. Russians want to get rid as many Ukrainians as possible. We must put a stop to them and expel them. I demand that the G7 impose further crippling sanctions immediately." Ukraine says its military has taken the entire region around the capital as Russia has withdrawn from key towns. The strategic black city of Odessa was rocked by a series of explosions earlier on Sunday. Russia's defense ministry said it targeted an oil refinery and fuel depot, the Transnistria of pro-Russian enclave in neighboring Moldova. Meanwhile, Ukraine claimed that Moscow's forces are redeploying in its territory to prepare for an assault on the Odessa region from the northwest. Meanwhile, the European Union's chief Charles Michel promised more penalties on Russia, condemning atrocities committed by the Russian forces near Kyiv, Ukraine's capital. Thank you for watching Unplugged TV India. If you like the video, please hit like, subscribe and share. Also do comment. This is Alice Francis signing off.